Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, and in this video we will be covering granulocytes, and these are, let me tell you, these are really important cells of the immune system. We will be covering basophils, eosinophils, neutrophils. Do not get overwhelmed by the information that I've added over here, but when I explain all those things, then you will realize that information is really easy to understand. All right, so let's get started and complete the topic and move further in our course module. Hello everyone, so today we will be again discussing the important topic, which is innate immunity. This is the part of the course that I've created, innate immunity course, and in that particular course today we will be understanding granulocytes. The main point regarding granulocyte is the nucleus that is present inside these cells is irregularly shaped nucleus. So let me write it down. Irregularly shaped nucleus. And usually the shape of the nucleus, it will contain 2 to 5 lobes. It's a multi-lobe structure, the nucleus. That's why they are also known as polymorphonuclear leukocytes. So it will have different shapes in different granulocytes, and they're known as polymorphonuclear leukocytes. And that is really important point regarding these granulocytes also. So let me write it down, polymorphonuclear and in short PMNs. Now let's talk about the granules. Granules are also present inside these cells, and these granules, they are really important for their function. Next, the important granulocyte that we're going to discuss is the basophil. So we'll start with basophil. Basophil is a granulocyte that contains a nucleus with 2 lobes. It's distinct from other granulocyte, but it contains 2 lobes. The nucleus will contain 2 lobes, and it'll have granules. And the color of the granules is usually blue-black in color. So let me also highlight blue color granules and label them as granules. And when they are stained with basic dyes, so this is really important to understand, basic dyes are there that will give that color. Now, they are also non-phagocytic, that important point is. So, for example, other cells, they are phagocytic in nature. This one is non-phagocytic. If we talk about role, we need to understand that they release vasoactive mediators. So that means they affect blood vessel. So they release vasoactive modulators affecting the blood vessels. That's a really important point regarding that, and we'll be covering those mediators. Let's start with the first one, which is histamine. Histamine is a chemical that dilates blood vessel and increases its permeability. It's important for various purposes. So it's important for allergy. The second one is prostaglandins, and it's a molecule which causes pain, fever, inflammation, and it's a lipid molecule. So let me write it down, lipid-based signaling molecule. Okay. The next one apart from this particular molecule is the serotonin. And serotonin, we all know, it's a chemical messenger molecule. So it's a messenger molecule, and this helps in blood vessel constriction and dilation. After serotonin, what we have, the fourth one, which is leukotrienes. And its role, leukotrienes play a very, very important role in inflammation. And for example, they play a very important role in bronchoconstriction, narrowing of the airways, and inflammation. So this is the important function of basophils. Now let's move on to the next cell type, and the next cell type that we will be discussing is eosinophils. That's also the part of the granulocyte population, and it's called eosinophil, the next cell type. Eosinophils, let me create the structure of that particular cell also. It is bilobed. You also have 2 lobes in basophils, but in this case, a very narrow, thin, connector is there, which connects these 2 lobes. So nucleus is bilobed nucleus is there, and the granules, if we talk about granules, it will have red colored granules, and red color when they are stained with acidic dyes. So these are the granules. It plays very, very important role in the mucous membrane. Okay. These cells, they migrate to tissue, especially the mucus, and then the defense of this particular cell is associated with parasites, those helminths, protozoans, those worms, those parasites. They're the main target of basophils. So if we talk about the different molecules associated with this, first is cationic peptides. So it releases peptide molecules, and these peptide molecules are nothing but chains of amino acids. That is what I'm drawing right over here, chains of amino acid, and they are positively charged. That's the point. One positive charge is there in those particular cationic peptides, and what they do is they target membrane. That's why they kill the organisms, the pathogens. Next is ROI, which is also known as reactive oxygen intermediates. And what are these? These are free radical, basically. So let me also write it down: free radicals, and they are associated with killing the pathogens. So the role of these free radicals is basically to kill the pathogen that is trying to enter inside our body. And how that is completed because of the oxidative stress, and it generates that oxidative stress that causes the killing of those organisms. Now it is also very, very important in case of allergic reaction. But the role of this is to control the allergic reaction. Point number one is it can enhance type 1 hypersensitivity. That is for sure. That's very, very important point associated with basophils. Next is histamine. If we talk about histamine molecule, it produces an enzyme which is histaminase. Okay, and this histaminase enzyme is able to take care of the histamine, so it can control the allergic reaction. Another one is aryl sulfatase. It's also an enzyme, so that breaks down the leukotrienes. So again, it's reducing the inflammation. So overall, allergic reaction is going to get controlled by this particular cell. It also kills the parasite, but it will also control the allergic reaction. That's really important. All right, so this is the understanding of eosinophils. Now let's move on to the neutrophils. Neutrophil is really important cell of our immune system. They are also known as PMNs because the nucleus contains multiple lobes. This is the structure of the cell, and inside the cell what you'll find is a nucleus that will contain multiple lobes, almost 3 to 5 lobes. Let me write it down. 3 to 5 lobes will be there in that particular nucleus, and that makes it really unique. Next is these are also known as I've told you, PMNs, and they are highly phagocytic. That's an important characteristic feature of neutrophil. They're highly phagocytic in nature. Next, if we talk about the components that are there in this particular cell and how it kills the pathogenic organism, it contains peroxidase. Peroxidase is again an enzyme. So this is a protein molecule. It's an enzyme that kills the microbe. Next one is lysozyme. Lysozyme, we all know, it's also an enzyme that can degrade the cell wall of the bacteria, and bacterial cell wall is really important. So it's going to target the cell wall. Let me write it down also, cell wall of the bacteria. And then it also produces defensins. Defensins, they are small antimicrobial proteins. These are small proteins. And the role of these antimicrobial peptides is basically it can punch hole in the cell wall. Again, they are peptide molecules made up of those amino acids, and this is how the structure, you can remember the structure of these, and they can create holes, right? And next you have hydrolytic enzymes are also there. They can break down the pathogenic molecules, and because of that, pathogen will not survive. It's again enzymatic molecule. And next, what you have is the process of breaking down of these host molecules. After that, collagenase is another protein. As you know that it can degrade collagen, which is present in the host. So these cells can degrade host collagen, and then they can basically move from one place to another place. So what they can do is move. Next is you have leukotrienes are also there. Lactoferrin is also there. Lactoferrin, that controls the iron. It regulates iron. You have Cathelicidins. These molecules are again antimicrobial peptides. They can technically kill the bacteria by lysing the membranes. most of the antimicrobial peptides, they can target the bacterial cell wall and kill the host cell completely. Right, so as you can see over here, what we have covered in detail is granulocyte and their function. So I think most of the important points regarding granulocyte, I'll just try to revise again. We started with granulocyte. We understood what is PMNs. We understood basophil and its function. What are the mediators that are released by basophils? We understood eosinophils. We understood its function, its role in allergic reaction. We talked about neutrophils also. And neutrophils, they are the one who are really highly phagocytic in nature. And then we talked about the number of molecules that are released by these cells. Okay. So I hope now this covers your granulocytes, the cells of the immune system, of the innate immunity that we are trying to cover. And I'll be bringing more topics that are going to cover your course in detail. So please stay tuned, watch all the videos. And these concepts are really, really going to help you in understanding this particular topic. And before I conclude, I would like to also mention that we have our own website, which is Research Goal, where we offer courses. I've created a lot of courses, and those courses are not just technical knowledge. All the courses related to technical knowledge are there. Like theoretical knowledge are already there in the YouTube. That is what I create, and all the students they are these courses are freely available. But in Research Goal, we create courses that are highly specialized, especially for the research students, and you get highly skilled after completing those courses, and then you can do amazing research. A lot of courses are there. Please check that website out and show us a little bit support from your side, and let me know how your experience was after taking those courses. If you are doing research, if you're interested in research, please visit the website and support us. All right, I'll meet you in the next video, where I'll be bringing more videos like this, and we'll be completing our immunology course. And one by one, objective is to create a comprehensive course and a number of courses that will help all the students like you in your exams, in your competitive exams, in your classrooms, in your research. Okay, so I'll meet you in the next one.